Blame Truth here, and for the first time since October 31st, 2019, I have nothing to complain about. The complaints I made in my last video, the feedback I gave to Battlefield 6, is already being addressed by Battlefield Studios. So I have no real complaints to speak of as far as first-person shooters go in 2025. But what I want to talk about, and this could blow up in my face, this could not go over well with you guys if you guys don't like this sort of thing, or if you do like it, either way, let me know in the comment section below. Drop a thumb up or whatever if this is more your speed, but I kind of just want to talk about Battlefield 6 FPS gaming like it's 2010 or something. Are you guys cool with that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my volume low. I'm going to kind of drop the WWE persona of this video, and I'm just going to speak to you guys mano a mano, heart to heart. Battlefield 6, I finally kind of understand it. That is an incredibly vague statement, but I feel something I have not felt for a very long time, and I just need to kind of talk about it. So without further ado, let's get right on in to the meat and potatoes, because I got a lot. I got a little I want to get off my chest. So I hopped on Battlefield 6 last night about 1 a.m. EST. I know that's pretty late, but I had gamed with my friends all day and my sleep schedule is just ruined. It's constantly ruined because of all the blue light I experience. I would love to not have that issue, but ever since I started doing this YouTube thing, this online video creation thing, my sleep schedule has never been normal. It constantly cycles. There's not a lot I can do about it, sadly. Regardless, I wanted to play some because I enjoy just gaming solo. And wouldn't you know it, I got this particular match right here. And this was the match where it all clicked for me as far as Battlefield goes. I used to play Bad Company 2 back in the day, and I got pretty addicted to that game. But every Battlefield after that never really sucked me in. I played a little bit of Battlefield 3, but I didn't think it was as good as Bad Company 2. I know it's still a really good Battlefield game, but it didn't give me the same feeling as Bad Company 2 did. I think it was because it was more codified, we'll call it. And I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I think anyone who's played Bad Company 2 into BF3 could probably agree with that. Battlefield 1 was an amazing game, and I played that more than Battlefield 3. However, at the time, I think I was just not really into first-person shooters, so I didn't give that game the fair shake I should have. I played it casually, maybe 20, 30 hours or whatever, but I still go back and I look up at footage of that game because it's absolutely incredible. I mean, the no HUD videos that people will show of that game is just otherworldly. Check this out. Pretty amazing, right? Well, ever since Battlefield 1, I haven't really kept up with what Battlefield was doing. I had hopes for 2042, but we all know how that turned out. So I've just been kind of sitting around waiting for something that really grabs me, like Bad Company 2, and to a lesser extent, Battlefield 1. And Battlefield 6 here, maybe it's too early to say this, but after this particular match, I'm going to show you, and after what I experienced in the match prior to this, I had one moment in particular that blew me away. I feel like Battlefield 6 is almost like my two favorite Battlefield games combined. This session I had last night just sucked me back in. There is something about this game, something about Battlefield 6 in particular, that scratches an itch that I didn't know needed to be scratched, really. I haven't felt this way about an FPS in a long, long time. Now, the game's not perfect, but we're getting there. Like, we're getting fixes already to my complaints. So why not make a video like this where I just say, this game is all that and a bag of chips as far as the raw gameplay is concerned. Progression and UI and stuff like that aside, maybe some bloom issues aside, This game, from a gameplay perspective, is what I have wanted for nearly a decade now, but I didn't really know I wanted it because I had drifted so far away from just FPS in general until Call of Duty came out with a series of games that was so bad I had to come back to the YouTube channel and tell everyone to please speak out against this so we get change. Unfortunately, it took this game coming out, so I have Battlefield 6 to thank for Call of Duty maybe, I mean it remains to be seen, but maybe getting their act together. Finally. Real quick though, I have to talk about this particular gameplay portion because it's so incredible. Hop out of the tank, blow up the enemy tank with an RPG. It's something so simple, and if I describe it, it just does not do what you see on screen justice. But not only what you see, what you hear. I think Battlefield 6 has just the best sound design. I mean, I always praise Battlefield sound design. No one does audio better than Battlefield, in my opinion. But it's not just that, it's the combination of the insane visuals, the amazing sound design that really makes this game just a joy to play. Once you are in a match and you're in the gameplay, you feel it unlike any other game I personally have ever played. I don't know if that's just me. If you're here, you're probably a Battlefield fan or a first-person shooter fan, but like, this game makes other first-person shooters seem boring. In fact, I dread even playing Black Ops 7 when that comes out because this is so just exhilarating, is the best way I can put it. It's so just... Now, I did mention there was one moment in a previous match where I had to stop and just look and listen to what was going on mid-gameplay. And I think you guys need to see this because it just, I don't know, it blew me away. After a brief word from this video's sponsor, we will get into it, and I want to talk more about Battlefield in general and just the things going on in the gameplay, like it's, I don't know, 2008, 2009 or something, and I'm just starting out on YouTube again, because I think the game deserves that. Today's video is sponsored by Aniba. This is the gaming marketplace I personally use the most because I don't like overpaying for games, and I don't think you guys do either. Not just games though, they have gift cards, Xbox Game Pass cards, you name it. You guys have been begging me to play Helldivers 2 forever, so when I look up Helldivers 2 on Aniba, for example, I can get it super cheap for less than $30. On top of that, we covered the recent price hike with the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions, but on Aniba here, it is only $13.86. So if you want to check out Black Ops 7 this year, but you don't want to pay the Game Pass prices at a premium, Aniba's got you covered. As you can see here, they have an instant refund policy. Unlike other marketplaces, Aniba allows you to get an instant refund for unviewed keys if you change your mind. Aniba also has a great review rating on Trustpilot, and you will not have a bad experience because the customer service is top notch. Guys, if you're looking for video games on the cheap, if you're looking for Steam gift cards, Amazon gift cards, hell, even Netflix gift cards, Aniba has all of that and more. Visit the link in the video description or the pinned comment if you're looking for something, and check it out now. Save yourself some money. So that was the moment I was kind of telling you guys about before I took the ad break. Just a tank going through a narrow alleyway and making its own path to get to the objective. I don't know. I had to stop and just take it in. I've never really seen anything like that except in Battlefield. It's something I just cannot get anywhere else. So with all of that said, this particular game, at its core, when I hop in, I feel like I've gotten it. And it's not about the kills I'm getting necessarily. It's not even about winning or losing. It is about, especially when I play alone, just taking in everything. I do like squatting up with friends in this game, don't get me wrong, but whenever I play this game solo and I happen to get like a really good squad and we can kind of communicate without even talking to each other, there's something about it that is unmatched. I know that solo players tend to have a hard time in modern multiplayer games, but in Battlefield, I feel like there is a chance, and a pretty good one from what I have played, that you will get a good squad, you will be on a good team because there is no, stupid matchmaking that's gonna put you in a casino, basically. So I feel like you can just have a fine time and have a good experience even playing solo, and I think this particular gameplay proves it. And something's gonna happen here, which I just have to narrate, because it's just watch. I'm gonna climb this ladder here and kill this guy because I kept seeing him on the minimap. And like, dude, I don't really do this in any other video game. I haven't done this in years. I want to go over there and just give him the bags because that's fun. But I get caught with my pants down because there's somebody behind me, so I have to parachute off the building. And it's just these little things in this game that I've never really experienced since Bad Company 2, since I played something that old. And again, guys, I understand that this isn't my usual commentary, and I understand that you kind of like me complaining about stuff, but I've already made my complaints, and I've given my feedback as it pertains to Battlefield 6, and the devs pretty much are covering every point I made. So I don't really know what to say other than if you are still on the fence about getting this game, or maybe you've played a little bit of it and you haven't really meshed with it, keep giving it a chance and stick with it. There's something so fun about, I guess, the mundane things in this game. It's weird to say, but like capturing a point and repairing a tank and just doing my job depending on the class that I pick is more satisfying than just outright killing a bunch of noobs like you would on an arcade shooter or whatever. I can't really describe it other than that. Like, I want to go into battle and do my job. Kills and deaths really be damned. It's a very bizarre thing. But yeah, that's what I want to do. It's like, after this gameplay, it just clicked for me. And when I got off the game, which was like at 5 a.m. or something, I'd played way too much, I realized that I played like 10 hours yesterday. Just 10 hours of Battlefield. Just played it all day. And I don't know, man. I haven't felt this in a long time. And it's gotten so bad. It's gotten so bad with modern gaming just shitting the bed. Like, I truly think COVID, the COVID era of gaming and everything, the COVID era, that time period, was so harmful to society as a whole. And I'm not talking about the virus itself. I am talking about everything that went up in price and lost quality. And I feel like gaming for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years has just been overall a colossal disappointment all across the board. You look at games like Concord, you look at games like really anything Call of Duty put out during that time. You look at the sports titles. I mean, Battlefield 2042 is guilty of it as well. It feels like this game is a turning point, not just for FPS, but maybe for gaming as a whole. But it got so bad before Battlefield 6 came out that I personally did this. Yeah, that is a CRT TV, the one I've had since my childhood, and Contra on NES. I started building up my NES collection again because absolutely no new games were hitting at all. Dead by Daylight. I know you guys have seen some gameplay of that in my videos in the background and stuff. That game is in just a horrendous state right now. Call of Duty, I mean, nothing else really needs to be said. You've watched my commentaries and you've seen me cover Call of Duty and everything wrong they are doing, but not just that, Activision Blizzard. And it got to the point where I didn't enjoy even playing the games to critique them because there was so much wrong that it was more fun just to critique them from afar. It was more fun to talk about every single bad thing they've done, every mistake they've done, every fucked up thing they would do to the consumer. It was more fun to do that than to play the games. That's how bad things were. And what were my alternatives? Well, I had one in the form of XDefiant, but that game lasted about 6 months because Ubisoft are dumb and poor. Those French fucks pushed that game out before it was ready, and they really wanted to get it out before Black Ops 6 came out for whatever reason, but it backfired. If they just waited until March of 2025 to release XDefiant, Call of Duty, I seriously believe, especially if they promoted it somewhat, I truly believe Call of Duty would have already fixed things before they released that beta, before Battlefield 6 came out. And I believe that we would have had 3 different options for good shooters. I mean, it still remains to be seen if Call of Duty's actually going to fix things, because while SBMM, EOMM is the biggest complaint, it certainly is not the only problem with that franchise. In fact, 95% of the things I covered this past year with Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty and Activision were not even related to EOMM, SBMM. So we got a long road ahead of us as far as that is concerned. However, Battlefield 6 feels like a step in the right direction for the entire space. And look, as much as I love complaining about Call of Duty and stuff like that, and as much as you guys love hearing me do that, I still want to play the games and complain about them, if that makes sense. If you guys remember, I have not played the game and complained about it since, I think, Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, because at that point I realized that stuff's just gonna get worse and worse. I played Cold War all year because that game was on the verge of being good, but terrible things kept happening all through the game's life cycle, and by the time it actually got good, oh wait, the next military Madden's coming out, and none of these changes matter, and we're starting all over again with a game like Call of Duty Vanguard, which was made in like 8 fucking months time. It's just such a mess. And that's another thing. Even if Black Ops 7 is good and competes with Battlefield 6 this year, we got Infinity Turd dropping Modern Warfare 4 next year. Oh, Joseph and his merry band of morons are gonna undo all the progress we've probably made. And if Battlefield 6 doesn't stay good, that's something that I am worried about, because I've just been burned by so many live service games that maybe start out pretty good or have like a good uptrend, and then they just kind of fall off a cliff. But for now, I am absolutely loving Battlefield 6, and I'm finally kind of getting it. I'm getting everything about it. It is just so fun. As soon as I join a lobby and start playing, it's like everything giving me anxiety in my life, everything maybe stressing me out, or everything that I'm worrying about just disappears. And that's what gaming should be. It should be an escape from reality. It shouldn't be I log on and I'm bombarded with like 20 ads to go visit the store like in Call of Duty. I shouldn't log on and 80% of the game just be buggy and not work like Dead by Daylight. I shouldn't hop on and have to jump through hoops just to update the game, or wait like 8 minutes for shaders to load. Battlefield 6, while not perfect, it just works. I'm able to join matches, I'm able to invite my friends, I'm able to play the game, and it works. Like 95% of it just works, and it's so refreshing. I can't put into words how nice that is. I legitimately, and if you guys are the same way, please leave a comment below and let me know, but I legitimately have like live service game PTSD, because everything can just change so quickly and so badly. Like, I don't know, man. It's super refreshing to play Battlefield 6. In closing, I think I have completely defected. I don't want to speak too soon, but playing Battlefield 6, when I'm in a match, it's such a rush and such like an experience that other FPS games just feel kind of boring in comparison. I know that I said I'd play Black Ops 7, and I'm kind of Looking forward to it. I guess I gave the beta like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 outside of the whole, SBMM thing. After they fixed SBMM, or should I say just took it out and gave us that, it was like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 game. It's still pretty, I don't know, it's just not really hitting. It's not really satisfying to kill people in the game. It's not really satisfying to get the streaks. The whole formula just feels kind of old, whereas Battlefield 6 feels like it has perfected the Battlefield formula in a way. It's just bizarre. Like, this game just feels so much more energized in comparison to Call of Duty that I'm not even really looking forward to playing it, honestly. Guys, I don't know. It is just a bizarre turn of events, but I may have just completely defected to Battlefield. And I don't really know how to feel about that other than it feels good, but maybe I'll just cover Call of Duty when I want to complain. When I want to just be like a cool guy and talk about stuff I like in a video game, I'll talk about Battlefield 6, and maybe that'll be the future of the channel. I don't know. Just capturing this flag though and seeing those points go up, it's so satisfying. I can't really explain why, but it is. Anyway, guys, we're gonna fast forward a bit here because the enemy team pretty much gave up and just started sniping in their spawn or whatever. This is kind of a blowout match, so not the closest match by any means, but I don't know. It's just one I wanted to upload showing as a solo player that you can still have fun. In my previous match, we had lost and I was playing solo, but I still had a good time because individually I was able to do my job, like I said, as an engineer that game, and that is just the strength of Battlefield. And I totally get it now. Everyone who has played Battlefield through the ups and the downs, I get it, because that core gameplay, that class-based, all-out large warfare gameplay, I completely understand it now. It's kind of eluded me since Bad Company 2, but it's safe to say I am back. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I understand it was rambly and I don't know, man. I just kind of wanted to talk and be positive for once. And if you guys don't dig it, I totally understand. We'll be back to complaining about stuff because there's always something. There actually is something I want to cover that's pretty big, but I'm saving it. Regardless, though, guys, if you enjoyed, drop a like rating. Let me know in the comments section below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.